What defines a Jew?
The way he carry himself.
And Torah follow.
And the way how he treat his neighbor.
Right. And the Torah follow.
Yeah.
In order for you to be a Jew, you have to accept. You got to follow all the laws, and you got to do all his commandments, and you got to do all of the seven holidays or the days that God tell you.
High holidays.
High holidays. Passover. If you don't do Passover, you ain't a Jew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
If you do Yom Kippur, you ain't a Jew.
Yeah.
Can we eat pork?
No,
that's not kosher.
That's one of the commandments. See, people got to read the Bible.
No crabs, no seafood.
Right. See, so in Leviticus chapter 11, God tells you what you shall eat and what He commanded you. You shall not eat the pork. You shall not eat any animal that they chew the cud. Yeah. Right. He tells you what to eat and what not to eat, and you shall not eat any shellfish. Yeah. Right. He said these are unclean to you. Yeah. You shall not eat anything unclean. These are commandments that are in the book that we must follow. So if you don't follow that, then you're not a Jew. You know, I can't come in the synagogue and eat pork. I'm unclean. Mm-hmm. So then I can't go into the synagogue. It tells you that if you're unclean, you cannot come into God's kingdom.
Even if you go to a funeral, you can't go to the synagogue, really.
Right, because you're unclean.
You're unclean.
For 7 days, you're unclean. So if I come to the thing there, I have to miss. Yeah. This is not because God, it says I'm unclean. And that is also one of the commandments. It's in the book of Leviticus. I can't quote the chapter exactly, but then it says you must anoint your head with oil, with hyssop. Hyssop. Right? Yeah. After you go to the funeral, you see the body. Yeah. Right, or else you're unclean. You could be unclean forever if you don't anoint your head with hyssop. That's one of the commandments in the Torah.
Yeah. What's the meat and dairy thing?
Right. Now the meat and dairy is the fact that in the olden days when God wrote this, there was no refrigeration, right? So milk would spoil. You know, if you milk a cow and you let it sit there. After less than a day, it's spoiled, right? So that's why God said, don't mix it. Don't mix it because it could kill you. It becomes poisonous when you drink the milk. But today is the difference because you can when you milk the cow, you refrigerate it, it don't spoil, so you can drink the milk. So that's the olden days of saying you don't mix, and you don't mix in the Jewish faith. You don't mix the dairy with the meat.
Yeah.
The cynics still do that.
That's part of the tradition, which they have not changed.
Yeah, all Jews do that.
Yeah, they have not changed.
That's silly.
Right. So that these are rules that we have to follow, and that's in the commandments. So we strictly abide by it.
Yeah.
Who exactly is Jesus the Christ?
Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yeah, Yeshua HaMashiach. So in the days of Jesus, he was a rabbi. Yeah, Jewish rabbi. And he was teaching to the Israelites, right? The way, so that's what he was. And he came there teaching the people that don't follow those Sadducees and Pharisees because they're preaching, they're not following the Father. He said his Father who art in heaven, as all be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. So he was teaching them to follow God's law. Yeah. Because when you read Matthew chapter 5, the Sermon on the Mount, I suggest people to read the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus said, I did not come to change the laws of the prophet Moshe. I came to fulfill them. He says, not one letter of the law shall change. Not one, until everything is accomplished. Yes. This is in the New Testament. Yeah. I read that all the time, and I tell people, I said, look, this is what he said. So what happened was that because of the circumstances of people worshiping idols and not following God's law, right? Then it became a situation where Jesus was saving the Gentiles.
The non-believers. Yeah.
The non-believers to say you got to follow my Father's way. So that's what he was.
So, as he even said to one of his own disciples, who do you say I am? Do you say I am a teacher? Yes. Do you say I'm the Son of God? Do you say God? What is your take on that? Again, who is Jesus the Christ? Was he just a man?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a man that came to fulfill, because like a prophet, I mean, I believe that throughout the Old Testament, there are different prophets that come at certain times to help the people get back to God, right? To see God's way. That's what Jesus was.
A prophet?
Because, well, technically, because of the simple fact that, I mean, this is my opinion, you know, not something, but because the people were estraying from God. They were worshiping idols. They were worshiping money. That's why you see in the book of Matthew, it says, Jesus said, you shall not worship God and money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But you shall worship the one God.
Yeah, the God of Israel.
Right. So he was a person that not was saying that he's the son of God or whatever it is. He was saying that he came to fulfill the Father. Right? And he has to get people to understand who God is.
Yeah.
Right? And that's who we have to follow. And not to follow some image.
So he was just a man. There was no existence.
But he was a special man.
Special man.
He was a special man, just like Ezekiel, Obadiah, all those prophets that came, and King David. They came to save the world from evil.
But no existence before birth.
Huh?
No existence before birth.
No. See, that's the difference in the sense that, you know, the story of
It's an allegory story.
It's an allegory story. Most of the stuff in the Bible is allegory. You have to understand how to interpret it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even the story about Jesus feeding the multitudes with two fish.
Right.
That's not that's an allegory story. Basically, what he meant was that when you have things that the people who don't have, you must feed them. So he said using two fish is an allegory to say I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Not that he served that he fed people with two fish, or that he walked on water. You know what I mean? So it's an allegory story to tell you the power of God.
Yeah.
That you believe.
So raising of the dead, same thing, right?
Same thing.
Yeah. Samson holding up buildings.
Got you.
Yeah.
So
but you gotta believe.
Yeah, but it's a life lesson. Yeah, everything in life lesson.
Everybody has to believe.
So who created existence?
Of who?
Existence.
The Most High God.
Yeah, we going to Israel.
The Most High God, because He's the creator of. There's only one King. We say this prayer: Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Eleko Olam. Blessed be the Lord thy God, King of the universe. One King, Ekat, one King. No other king but Him.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we look at it that way.